Good morning, everyone. I'm Megyn Kelly. It's Friday, September 12th, 2025, and this is your AM update.
Well, I hear they're making big progress, and we'll have to see what happens.
More than a day later, Charlie Kirk's killer is still at large. The latest on the manhunt. Vice President JD Vance escorts Charlie's body home on Air Force Two.
We best honor their memory and the memory of 9/11 by learning the correct lessons of that day and the decades of courage that followed.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and President Trump mark 24 years since the September 11th attacks. And President Trump visits Yankee Stadium. All that and more coming up in just a moment on your AM update. Who's really on your side when it comes to your health? Insurance companies? Bureaucrats? Pharmacies that refuse valid prescriptions? Not a chance. Too many parts of our healthcare system are working against you, blocking proven treatments, jacking up prices, and making you jump through hoops. This is why I want to tell you about All Family Pharmacy, an independent pharmacy that's on your side, fighting for your medical freedom, making it simple to get the treatments you trust without the insurance runaround. Just order online. A licensed doctor will review your request, and your medication will ship straight to your door. It's fast, it's simple, and it's secure. Right now, ivermectin and mebendazole are 25% off, starting at just $2 a capsule, and you can save another 10% with code MEGAN10. Choose from over 200 medications: antibiotics, hydroxychloroquine, NAD+, antivirals, and more, all with a prescription included. So go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Megan and use the code MEGAN10 to save today. That's All Family Pharmacy, where your health and your choice matters. Late last night, Utah Governor Spencer Cox, flanked by FBI Director Kash Patel and other law enforcement partners, holding a press conference on the search for the killer of Charlie Kirk. The headline, "No suspect yet in custody." In fact, moments before the presser, Commissioner of the Department of Utah Public Safety, Bo Mason, telling NBC News they have no idea where the shooter may be.
I know you can't say too much here, but is it your understanding that this individual may be close by or still in Utah?
We have no idea. We're exploring leads for individuals out of state and individuals that live close by. We literally have persons of interest, tips coming in on the tip line that are spanning far and wide.
Commissioner Mason at the presser sharing new still shots and security video footage of the man they're calling a person of interest. Officials releasing 4 new digitally enhanced photos of the man inside a university stairwell. A college-aged male with short-cropped dark hair wearing a dark baseball cap with a triangle on the front. He's wearing dark sunglasses along with a black backpack, and on his long-sleeve shirt has an image of an American flag and bald eagle. He has on dark jeans and gray Converse sneakers. The outline of an iPhone can be seen in his front jeans pocket. Officials also releasing a video of the man they believe is the shooter on the roof of a university building, at first in a prone position, then running across the rooftop, dropping down off the roof, whose edge he dangles from for a moment, then letting go and landing on the grass below. Officials have recovered both a handprint on that roof and a footprint on the grass. The still photos would suggest he left handprints in the stairwell, too. The man runs across the nearby grassy knoll and past the parking lot, crossing the street to a tree-covered area where officials say he ditched the gun, wrapped in a towel. TMZ releasing a different video of what looks like this same person of interest just before the shooting in a neighborhood near the university. At 11:49 a.m. on Wednesday, you see a young man dressed in dark colors hobbling down the street with a limp. Speculation is that this limp may have been caused by the long gun being concealed in the man's pant leg. Officials said on Thursday they believe the shooter arrived at the campus around 11:52 a.m., 3 minutes after the TMZ video. Charlie's event was supposed to begin at noon Mountain Time. Around 12:23 p.m., he was fatally shot in the neck. The gun used, a bolt-action rifle, is not a semi-automatic weapon like an AR-15. It's a popular hunting rifle, allowing just one shot at a time. The operator manually pulls back the bolt to eject the spent bullet cartridge, then pushes the bolt forward to load a new round. Yesterday, Rumble host Steven Crowder publishing an email from an ATF source attaching a screenshot of alleged internal ATF messages. Those messages discuss the bullets in the rifle, writing, quote, "The spent cartridge was still chambered, in addition to 3 unspent rounds at the top-fed magazine. All cartridges have engraved wording on them, expressing transgender and anti-fascist ideology." TMZ later reporting it had confirmed that ATF bulletin with its own federal law enforcement sources. The Wall Street Journal, too, confirming Crowder's reporting, though later adding, quote, "Some officials cautioned against reaching conclusions based on the internal report." The New York Times urging caution, writing that a senior law enforcement source claimed the cartridge messages, quote, "had not been verified by ATF analysts, did not match other summaries of the evidence, and might turn out to have been misread or misinterpreted." CNN skipping all details about the alleged transgender motivation, instead alleging the markings reflect, quote, "phrases related to cultural issues." As Charlie's supporters wait anxiously for investigators to bring his killer to justice, Secretary of State Marco Rubio offering the following.
Charlie's someone I've gotten to know personally, and it's just heartbreaking to see. It's both stunning and outrageous at the same time. Obviously, I have confidence in our investigators who are on the ground. The FBI is the best investigative unit in the world. I spoke to the governor numerous times yesterday in the midst of this, and they're also involved with their state police there. And so I think now we just need to let the investigators do their work. And we know 2 things for certain, and that is that a great young man is dead and the family's been shattered, and that there's no place for this in America. We all know that. All the words are out there, but it's true. Not just outrageous, it's frightening.
Governor Cox says the state of Utah is prepared to seek the death penalty.
For those people who are spending so much time on social media, I think Charlie said it best, that when things get bad, we should put our phones down and spend a little time with our families. There is a tremendous amount of disinformation. We are tracking our team, the state team, and I'm sure the federal team as well. What we're seeing is our adversaries want violence. China, we have bots from Russia, China, all over the world that are trying to instill disinformation and encourage violence. I would encourage you to ignore those, to turn off those streams, and spend a little more time with our families. We desperately need some healing. We'll have more to say about that in the days and weeks to come. More than anything, we are going to catch this person. Last thing I will just say is we've been working with our attorneys, getting everything that we need, affidavits ready, so that we can pursue the death penalty in this case, and that will happen here in the state of Utah.
Vice President JD Vance and Second Lady Usha Vance flying to Salt Lake City, Utah yesterday, escorting Charlie Kirk's body home to Arizona. CBS News reporting the vice president canceling plans to attend the 9/11 remembrance ceremony at the World Trade Center, instead meeting with Kirk's wife Erica, his family, and his close friends in Utah, bringing them home aboard Air Force Two. Usha Vance and Erica Kirk later seen exiting the aircraft, holding hands as they went down the stairs. The vice president serving in the role of pallbearer, carrying his friend from the white hearse to Air Force Two. Charlie was an influential advocate throughout Mr. Vance's political career, even playing a key role in his selection as vice president, the two forming a friendship early on in Mr. Vance's public life. The vice president writing a lengthy X-post on Wednesday evening, reading in part, quote, "Charlie died doing what he loved, discussing ideas. He would go into these hostile crowds and answer their questions. If it was a friendly crowd and a progressive asked a question to jeers from the audience, he'd encourage his fans to calm down and let everybody speak." Vance continuing, quote, "He exemplified a foundational virtue of our republic, the willingness to speak openly and debate ideas. Now that Charlie is in heaven, I'll ask him to talk to the big man directly on behalf of his family, his friends, and the country he loves so dearly. You ran a good race, my friend. We've got it from here." Coming up, President Trump and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth honor the victims of 9/11 and pay tribute to Charlie Kirk. You know those movies that tell the stories of real-life heroes with the courage to stand up in the face of indescribable evil and hatred to protect and save others? They're important, especially now when the world seems to need heroes more than ever. Bao, Artist at War, is a film about how art and love can save lives literally and spiritually. It's the remarkable true story of Joseph Bao, a gifted artist and master forger who risked his life to save others during the Holocaust. There, he not only found the strength to survive, but also an unexpected love with Rebecca, a woman whose courage matched his own. Their secret wedding, held inside a concentration camp, was later immortalized in the film Schindler's List. Bao, Artist at War, opens only in theaters for a limited run beginning September 26th. Go to baomovie.com, B-A-U movie.com to watch the trailer, read about Joseph's real-life journey, and find showtimes near you. Visit Bao, B-A-U movie.com to watch the trailer and learn more, and you can also sign your organization up for group screenings. Again, that's BAUmovie.com. President Trump and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth commemorating the September 11th attacks yesterday at the Pentagon. 24 years ago, the unimaginable attack that changed the course of American history. 2,977 people killed in the heinous act of terror. 2,751 perishing at the World Trade Center, including 343 New York City firefighters, 23 New York City police officers, and 37 Port Authority officers. Secretary Hegseth reflecting on the lessons of the war on terror and honoring the brave men and women who answered the call.
An entire generation of warriors stepped forward, willing to pay the ultimate price to exact retribution and secure our country. Forged in the crucibles of Afghanistan and Iraq, we stood watch in distant lands on dangerous missions, often, in retrospect, nebulous missions, all to secure our people and so we could live in peace. War is an enduring aspect of the human condition, a tool that, when wielded wisely, ruthlessly punishes enemies intent on terrorizing or subjugating our nation. War must not become a mere tool for global social work, eager to risk American blood and treasure for utopian fever dreams. We should hit hard, wreak vengeance, and return home. We best honor their memory and the memory of 9/11 by learning the correct lessons of that day and the decades of courage that followed.
President Trump at a memorial service at the Pentagon, vowing that the sacrifice of those lost on September 11th and those who fought for our country in the decades since will never be in vain.
In their memory, we make a solemn pledge and a noble promise. We will honor always our great heroes, and you are our heroes. There's a group of people that don't want to talk about our heroes, but we will always talk about our heroes. And that's the way our country is, and that's the way the people feel. We will defend the nation they served, the values they upheld, and the freedom for which they died. We will support our troops, we will protect our families, and we will preserve the American way of life for every future generation. We will build taller, grow stronger, fight harder, and soar higher. And together we will go forward as one people with one heart, one fate, one flag, and one glorious destiny under Almighty God. May God bless the memories of those who died and the heroes who fought and the soldiers who still stand watch. May God bless the United States of America.
Secretary Hegseth paying tribute to those who dedicated their lives to defending America's values, including Charlie Kirk.
On this day, 24 years ago, we suffered. In the years since, we have endured. Our service and sacrifice have forged our character, and today we stand in hope for the future of our great nation. The young soldiers who take the oath give me hope. The young cops who wear the badge give me hope. The young firefighters who answer the call give me hope. The young agents who patrol our border give me hope. The life, example, and even death of Christ follower and American patriot Charlie Kirk give me hope. Sheer courage, no matter the arena. Charlie, we love you. We know that you have heard the Lord's words. Well done, good and faithful servant.
And in an extraordinary tribute to his fallen friend, President Trump announcing that Charlie will be posthumously awarded the nation's highest civilian honor.
Before we begin, let me express the horror and grief so many Americans at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk have felt. Charlie was a giant of his generation, a champion of liberty, and an inspiration to millions and millions of people. Our prayers are with his wonderful wife, Eric, and his beautiful children. Fantastic people they are. We miss him greatly, yet I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people, especially young people, will live on. I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The date of the ceremony will be announced, and I can only guarantee you one thing, that we will have a very big crowd, very, very big.
After the somber ceremony, President Trump flying to New York to watch the Yankees take on the Detroit Tigers in the Bronx. Mr. Trump meeting with the Yankees in the locker room before the first pitch, then stepping into a packed stadium, greeted by USA chants echoing through the crowd. A fitting tribute to New York and America after a very tough week for the president and the conservative movement. And that'll do it for your AM update. I'm Megyn Kelly. Join me back here for the Megyn Kelly Show, live on SiriusXM Triumph Channel 111 at noon East, on youtube.com/Megyn Kelly, and on all podcast platforms.